दिख रहा है अभी? आया? मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ? मैं क्या किया मुझे ही समझ में नहीं आता। इधर देखिए, ये वाला वीडियो का एक है, यहाँ एक मार्क है उसके ऊपर जाने का। अगर हमको ये इसमें दो वीडियो है, इस वो पहले चेक कर रहे हैं कौन सा वीडियो के ऊपर है करके। अभी मैं मुझे मालूम पड़ा कि इसके ऊपर है, तो इधर वीडियो सेटिंग करके है, उसके ऊपर गई तो इधर ना रोटेट होने का ऑप्शन है, उधर चेक करने का टेढ़ा आता है, उसके ऊपर क्लिक किया, देखिए उल्टा आया, वापस क्लिक किया पूरा उल्टा आया, अभी सीधा आएगा। ठीक है, अभी शेयर स्क्रीन कैमरा नहीं आता है। क्या नहीं आता है। Hello, Yuvraj. Yuvraj, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So will you switch on the camera so that I can at least have a look? Okay. Okay. Now, Yuvraj, actually, so should we do? You have your MOV? Merchant of-
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So MOV had done till uh, Act 2. Act 2. I think scene 8. Hello, Rijul. Rijul, do you remember where we had stopped with MOV?
Ma'am, scene 7.
Scene 7. We had finished scene 7. So we have 8 and scene 9 today. Okay. I hope you have your MOV. So let's do MOV. Scene 8. Okay. भाई तुम्हारे पास टेक्स्ट बुक है ना?
हाँ, ma'am.
Okay, good. So Act 2, Scene 8. If you remember what we had read in the previous scene, there was this Prince of Morocco who had come. And do you remember which character did he choose? Prince of Morocco? Yuvraj? Yashraj, sorry. Yashraj, any idea which character did this Prince of Morocco choose?
Ma'am, bronze.
Oh no, there was no bronze. There was gold, there was silver, and there was lead.
Ma'am, lead.
Did he choose lead?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true? Prince of Morocco chose lead? Actually, no. Yashraj, Prince of Morocco chose gold. Gold casket. Okay. Now, and the gold casket did not contain Portia's photograph. So therefore, he lost. Now, Act 2, Scene 8. This scene is significant from emotional point of view. Firstly, Shylock is affected by his losses of his business, losses of his daughter and of his jewels. Secondly, Salarino and Salarino observe that a Venetian ship has run aground on the English Channel. They hope that the ship is not of Antonio, as in the present state of mind. Shylock will insist upon revenge. Shylock's loss runs parallel to Antonio's loss. So what are we going to read in the scene 8? In the scene 8, we are going to read about two things. One, Salarino and Salanio are talking. First, they are talking about Shylock. How Shylock was angry and he had gone crazy because of his loss. He lost two things. One, he lost his daughter and the trust, and he lost his jewels and money. Second, Salarino and Salanio heard They hear a news of a Venetian ship, a ship from Venice, sinking in the English Channel coast. And they hope that this ship was not of Antonio's, and they hope that it was not Antonio's ship because Antonio had to pay Shylock a big sum, and in present state, Shylock would have taken bad revenge on Antonio because his daughter and Jew had run away with Antonio's friend. Okay, so let's read. Venice, a street, enter Salarino and Salarino. Rijul, read the first two dialogues.
Ma'am, 1 minute, I'll just open the book.
What? What? What are you saying? Rijul, I didn't hear you. What did you say? Okay. Salarino. Why, man? I saw Bassanio under sea. With him, why, man? I saw Bassanio under sail. With him is Gratiano, gone along. And in their ship, I'm sure Lorenzo is not. So here Salarino is telling Salarino that he saw Bassanio taking a ship, Bassanio sailing in the ship, and he saw Gratiano also went along with him, and there was most probably Lorenzo also in the same ship. So that Salarino says, the villain Jew with outcries raised the Duke, who went with him to search Bassanio's ship. Salarino says, this villain Jew, who is this villain Jew? Who is this villain Jew he's talking about?
Shylock.
That's right, Shylock. He says the Shylock, he went, he made a hue and cry, he went and called the Duke, and they both went and searched Bassanio's ship. Salarino says, 1 minute. So Salarino says, he came too late. The ship was under sail, but there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. Besides, Antonio certified the Duke they were not with Bassanio in his ship. What does Salarino say? Salarino informs that Rudra, can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we are doing Act 2, Scene 8.
मैम सीन 7 नहीं हुआ ना?
Scene 7 हो गया है ना?
नहीं, सीन 6 किया था.
Scene 7 नहीं हुआ?
नहीं.
रिजुल ने बोला Scene 7 हो गया.
नहीं, मैं जब लास्ट टाइम आया था तब 4 और 5 किया था. नहीं, 6 किया था लास्ट. ग्रामर किया था.
So we have not done Act 2, Scene 7.
No.
Oh, रिजुल, तुमने क्वेश्चन लिखे हैं क्या Scene 7 के?
कैमरा ही बंद कर दिया.
हेलो रिजुल.
Yes, ma'am.
ये गलत इंफॉर्मेशन देता है.
Sorry.
What questions have you written?
मैम सीन 7 नहीं हुआ है.
Okay, Scene 7 नहीं हुआ.
मैं नहीं आता तो क्या करते? एक सीन होता ही नहीं. बचा लिया मैंने.
Okay, then in that case, Rudra, let's do Scene 7. No wonder Yashraj couldn't remember Poroko ने कौन सा chess choose किया. Yashraj, let's do Scene 7. first.
आपने भी बोला था लास्ट क्लास में कि ये नेक्स्ट क्लास में बता देगा मोरक्को ने कौन सा चेस
Okay, ठीक है चलिए. Let's do scene 7. And Rudra, why are you online? Why didn't you come?
हाँ मैम एग्जाम आ रहे थे मुझे ये पढ़ाई करनी है
Okay, ठीक है. So let's do scene 7. Act 2, scene 7. I'll write scene 7 here. Belmont. At Belmont, the Prince of Morocco looks at the caskets and reads aloud the inscriptions on them. He chooses, why do I feel I have done this? Okay, fine. He chooses the gold casket, which has a skull inside it. The prince concerns himself with the outer appearance of the casket and therefore makes a superficial choice. Portia's father wanted his daughter to find a noble husband who is not easily influenced by appearances. Now, what happens? Now, this scene takes place at Belmont. Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Flourish of cornets. You know that is flourish of cornets. Enter Portia. You know, whenever a royal member enters, there is always there is flourish of cornets. Enter Portia with the Prince of Morocco and their servants. Portia. Go, draw aside the curtain and discover the several caskets to this noble prince. Portia tells, go draw the curtains and let this noble prince see all the caskets that are there. Now, make your choice. She tells the Prince of Morocco, make your choice. Morocco. The first of gold. Who this inscription bears? The first one was of, first casket was of gold. And what was written on that? Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. The second silver, which this promise carries. Chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And the third, done, led, with warning all as blood. Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. How shall I know if I do choose the right? So there were 3 caskets, and each casket had something written on it. Okay? So now the Prince of Morocco is wondering, how do I know which one is right? Portia. The one of them contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I'm yours without. She says, if one of the chests contains my picture, if you choose the correct chest, then along with the chest, even I am yours. Morocco. Some God direct my judgment. Let me see. I will survey the inscriptions back again. He's confused. So he says, oh God, please direct my judgment. Tell me which one is the right one. And then he decides to go through the inscriptions all over again. What says this leaden casket? First he reads what is written on the lead casket. Who chooses me must give and hazard all he has. Must give for what? For lead. Hazard for lead. He wonders. Must give, because it is written, whoever chooses this must give and hazard, that means risk everything he has. So he's wondering, who will risk everything for what this lead casket? It settles men that hazard on, do it in the hope of fair advantage. Since this casket is setting, it settles that risk everything. But if you risk everything, you must get something good in return. Otherwise, why will you risk? A golden mine stoops not to show the dross, and then not give nor hazard aught for lead. So he says, men who risk everything. See, why will people men risk everything? Because they need some profit. So men who risk everything hope to make profit. A golden mine doesn't bend down to choose something worthless. He says, I have a golden mine. I am a rich person. Why will I risk everything for a very inferior metal, a box of inferior metal? So he says, why will I risk everything for this lead? What says the silver with no virgin hue? Says, okay, this lead is useless. Let me read what this silver says. Rudra, will you read? Hello.
हाँ मैम एक
ठीक है तो आता है. रुद्र पण आता है. रिजुल आणि यशराज. Rudra, do you know where I had stopped?
no I don't know.
What says line 22? Line 22. What says the silver with her virgin hue? Hello.
हाँ मैम ढूंढ रहा हूँ
What?
ढूंढ रहा हूँ
What?
मैम ढूंढ रहा हूँ
I can't hear you. Okay.
मैम एक मिनट में गलत सीन में था
Rudra, are you reading or should I continue?
हाँ मैम मिल गई
What?
मैम मिल गई लाइन as much as he deserves was there Morocco and weigh thy value with an even hand. If thou wert rated by thy estimation, thou dost deserve enough, and yet enough may not extend so far as to the lady, and yet to be affiant of my deserving were but a weak disabling for myself. As much as I deserve, why that's the lady. I do in birth deserve her, and in fortune, in
Okay.
grace,
Okay, wait, let me explain. Who chooses me shall get as much as he deserves. Okay. So he says, as much as he deserves. There, Morocco. Now he's thinking. And weigh their value with an even hand. So he thinks, if your reputation is trustworthy, you deserve a lot. So if you have good reputation, you deserve a lot. But thou dost deserve enough, and yet enough may not extend so far as to the lady. But you have to, I don't deserve her, but he thinks he doesn't deserve her. He thinks, but he's wondering, do I deserve her? Do I, as much as I deserve push? And he says, do I really deserve her? Am I good enough? to deserve her, deserve the lady, lady means Portia, and yet to be afeared of my deserving, but a weak disabling of myself. So he says that I deserve not many things, but I'm not sure if I deserve her. What if I went no further and choose this one? And then, so yet, as much as I do in birth deserve her, and in fortunes, in graces, and in qualities of breeding. But more than these, in love, I do deserve. So he says that he is good, uh, he has fortunes, he is a prince, he has grace, he has quality, he has good breeding, he comes from a good family, he has money, he has wealth, he has reputation. And in spite of all this, he's in, and apart from all this, he's in love with Portia. So he definitely deserves her. What if I strayed no further but chose here? She says, should I just choose this silver basket? Because it says, you choose, whoever chooses me gets what he deserves. And I, the Prince of Morocco, feels that he well deserves Portia. Why that? Let's see once more this scene engraved in wood. He says, let me go through the engraving that is on wood. Who chooses me shall gain what many men desire. Why? That's the lady all the world desires her. What was written on gold basket? Whoever chooses me gets what many men desire. And he says, oh, Portia is what many men desire. To kiss thy shrine, to kiss the shrine, this mortal breathing saint, the Hyrcanian desert, the vast field wide of wide Arabia, are as thoroughfares now. So he says that the watery kingdom, whose ambitious head spits in the face of heaven, is no bar to stop the foreign spirits, but they come as over a brook to see fair Portia. So he says, to kiss this shrine. It is like as these people take a pilgrimage. You know, pilgrimage, they visit these holy places to kiss the building, to kiss that shrine. The way people take a pilgrimage, these lovers, those who are interested in marrying and moving Portia, they are coming to her place. How? The Hyrcanian desert and the vastly wide of that is the Hyrcanian desert. It is believed that this is the desert, a very large desert. It's a very large desert. So these young men, they are ready to cross the Hyrcanian desert, the wide desert. They are ready to cross the wide Arabia, the wide desert of Arabia. You know, these deserts have become like a thoroughfares. Thoroughfares are simple, everyday roads. These are otherwise people get scared to cross these deserts. But today, they have become like thoroughfares. Thoroughfares means common roads. The young men who are interested in Portia cross these deserts easily. For princes to come view fair Portia, the watery kingdom whose ambitious head, watery kingdoms, that is ocean, the ambitious head, the ambitious men, they cross these oceans as if they are crossing over a brook, as if they are crossing over a small stream. So they did this crossing these big oceans to come and see Portia. One of these three contains a heavenly picture. It's like, is it like that lead contains her? It were damnation. To think so base a thought, it were too gross. So he's wondering that do you think
The lead will contain her. You say, oh, that lead is such an inferior metal. Why would such precious Portia, for whom so many princes and young men are crossing, taking risk and coming to know her, why will the picture be in such an inferior metal box? Or shall I think in silver she's immured? Or should I wonder whether she's locked up? Immured means locked up. Locked up in a silver box, being 10 times undervalued in dried gold. Silver is 10 times lower in value than gold. So, will she be have kept in the silver box? Was said, oh, silver thought, never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. Is it? Never a beautiful gems are always set in gold. They have in England a coin that bears the figure of an angel stamped in gold, but that insculpted upon. But here an angel in a golden bed lies all within. Deliver me the key. Here do I choose and thrive I as I may. All precious golds are always set in, all precious gems are always set in gold. In England, these precious coins, which has this picture of angel stamped on it. Precious coins are also made of gold. So everything that is precious is made in gold, or everything is made in gold because gold is precious. So he assumes that the picture of Portia, who's so very precious, has to be in a gold casket. So he says, give me the key. I'm going to open this box. Then take it. Then take it, prince. And if my form lie there, then I'm yours. So she says, take the key. And if my picture lies there, then I'm yours. Oh, then, what have we here? A carrion death. Within whose empty eye, there is written scroll. What does he find in that box? He opens the box and he finds a skull. He finds a skull, and in that skull, in those holes of bear which has those two holes for eyes, in that there is a scroll. A scroll of paper. And what was written on it? And read the writing. All that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told? Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. So he says, all that glitters, you all have heard, all that shines from outside is not gold. You must have heard it many times. Many a man hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs do worms enfold. This is, even if a tomb that is gilded with gold, it will have worms inside. Don't get carried, don't choose something because it shines. Had you been as wise as gold, you are a gold prince, but are you as wise? Young in nuns, in judgment old. You're young, your body is young, but your judgment is old. Your answer had not been enthralled. Fare you well, your suit is full. This, fare you well, that means go back, take back the journey, your hopes are dead. You have chosen a wrong casket, your hopes are dead. Cold indeed and labor lost, Then farewell leave and welcome frost. So it says that cold indeed. Your hopes are cold. That means your hopes are lost. And all your efforts are also lost. Labor here means efforts. Then farewell leave and welcome frost. This is now we farewell you go back and welcome disappointment. Accept your disappointment. Portia, adieu. I have too grief a heart to take a tedious leave, thus loses part. So he says, goodbye to Portia. I have too grieved a heart. My heart is too sad. So he says he's going to say adieu. He takes a leave and he says, I'm a loser and I will part, I will go back. Exit with his servants, flourish of cornets, a gentle riddance, says Portia. Portia says, हाँ चला गया बहुत अच्छा हो गया. A gentle riddance. Draw the curtains, go, let all of his complexion choose me so. He says, so he was a good man, he was a kind person. So may all his kind choose, may he choose someone. And she's happy that he has gone back. So that was about Morocco, the Prince of Morocco. So Yashraj, now you tell me, which cascade did the Prince of Morocco choose?
Gold.
Sorry?
Gold. Gold casket.
Gold casket. That's it. The gold casket. And what did he find in that gold casket? Did he
And
find
skull.
a skull? That's right. He found a skull. Fine. And then we started with scene 8. It's a very short scene. So let's read that too, and then I'll give you question answers. Okay? Because today we had decided that we will finish scene 7, scene 8, and scene 9. So we have 2 hours. So we still have 1 more hour. So in that, we hope to finish these 3 scenes. Let's read scene 8. We had already read scene 8, if you remember. In scene 8, Salarino and Salanio are talking, and they both are discussing how Shylock has gone mad. It's very, very angry because he has lost his daughter as well as his money and jewels. And they are also talking about Antonio, that because they heard that some ship wrecked in English Channel, and they were hoping that it was not Antonio's ship, because in current situation, Shylock would take heavy revenge if Antonio is not able to pay the money on time. So we were reading that. Yashraj, will you read the first 3 dialogues? When I ask you all to read, nobody can hear me. Huh? Yashraj. Rijul, are you going to read? Or should I only read? Okay. So, I think we first read the first 2 dialogues. In first 2 dialogues, he says that Bassanio took a ship and sailed away, and Bresciano went along with him, and also Lorenzo went along with Bassanio. And then Salanio says that this villain Jew, that is Shylock, he went crying to the Duke of the city, and the Duke came along with him to search Bassanio's ship. Did they find them there? Salarino says he came too late. The ship was under sail. He came there, he went there, but the ship had already sailed. But there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. So there the Duke found out that Lorenzo and his loving or his beloved Jessica were seen in a gondola. What is gondola? Gondola is a small boat. Okay? It's used in the canals of Venice. If you have seen Venice in pictures or in movies, then you must be knowing those boats that sail in the canals of Venice. Besides Antonio certified the Duke, they were not with Bassanio in his ship. Antonio convinced the Duke that don't worry, Lorenzo and Jessica were not there in Bassanio's ship. Salanio then says, I never heard a passion so confused, so strange, outrageous, and so varying. So he says, I've never heard anybody crying, having an emotional outburst. Passion here means anybody crying in such a confused manner. It was very, very strange. Now, what was strange? As the dog Jew did utter in the streets, the Jew, that is Shylock, he was crying on the streets. What was he crying? My daughter, oh my ducats, oh my daughter, slew with a Christian, oh my Christian ducats. So this Shylock was so crazy, was so upset, he did not know whom to cry for. And people did not know whether he was crying for the loss of his money or he was crying for the loss of his daughter. So my daughter was crying, oh my ducats, oh my daughter, fled with a Christian, oh my Christian ducats. Just as the law, my ducats and my daughter, a sealed bag, 2 sealed bags of ducats, of double ducats, stolen from me by my daughter. And jewels, 2 stones, 2 rich and precious stones, stolen by my daughter. Justice, find the girl. She had the stones upon her and the ducats. She's crying, find the daughter. He's asking to find the daughter. He's asking the judge to find the daughter. And because she has eloped, she has run away with 2 bags of ducats and 2 precious stones. So that Salarino says, why all the boys in Venice follow him, crying his stones, his daughter and his ducats? Salarino says, yes, I saw. All the children, all the boys in Venice were running after him, running after Shylock. And they were crying after him, they were shouting after him. His stones, his daughter, his ducats. Salanio says, let good Antonio look in this day, or he shall pay for this. So he says that good Antonio should pay back his debt on the decided day. Otherwise, he may have to pay for this. He may have to pay badly for this. Salarino replies, Mary, well remembered. I reasoned with a Frenchman yesterday. He says, oh, yes, I just remembered. I spoke to a Frenchman yesterday who told me in the narrow sea that part, the French and the English, there miscarried a vessel of our country richly fraught. I thought upon Antonio when he told me and wished in silence that it were not his. So he said that I met a Frenchman and he said that where the narrow sea, where there is, the French and the English fraught means sorry, there means a channel. This channel, English channel, is between France and England. So he says in the English channel, he saw a vessel, a big ship laden with all the riches had wrecked. And he said, when he told me about this, I so hoped that this rich vessel was not Antonio's. Salanio, you were best to tell Antonio what you hear. You immediately tell Antonio whatever. It is best if you tell Antonio what you have heard. Yes, do not suddenly, or it may leave him. But don't go immediately because it will make him very, very sad. It will upset him. Salarino says, a kinder gentleman treads not the earth. He said, I have not seen a more kind person than him on this earth. I saw Bassanio and Antonio part. Bassanio told him he would make some speed of his return. Says, I saw Bassanio and Antonio part there, say goodbye. And Bassanio told him that he will come as early as possible. He answered, would he hear Antonio? Antonio answered, do not so, slubber not business for my sake, Bassanio. Don't be in a hurry. Don't spoil your business. You are going there to impress Portia. So don't do your business carelessly, for my sake. And for the Jews' bond, which he had of me. He says, don't come here because for me, so because you're worried about the bond that I have signed with Shiloh. Let it not enter your mind of love. Be ready and employ your chiefest thoughts. So he says that chiefest thoughts to courtship and such pair of stems of love. So he says, don't make such thoughts ever enter in your mind. Don't interfere with your scheme of love. You go there, be cheerful, and let your thoughts be only about your love. And make affairs into courtship and such fair ostents of love. As so he says that make a fair display of your love so that you are easily impressed, so that you are able to impress Portia. To courtship and such fair ostents of love, as shall conveniently become you then. And even there, his eyes being big with tears, turning his face, he put his hand behind him. So he says that when he said that, and when he saw Bassanio leave, his eyes were filled with tears. And he just turned his face and turned to his, put his hands behind him. And with affection, wondrous sensible, he wrung Bassanio's hand, and so they parted. With great affection, with great fondness, he shook Bassanio's hand and bade him goodbye. To that Salanio says, I think he only loved the world for him. I think he liked this world only because of Bassanio. I pray thee, let us go and find him out and quicken his embraced heaviness with some delight or other. He says, let's go and find him. Let's find where he is, and let's carry out some amusement. Let's make him happy. Let's tell him some jokes, or let's go and talk to him so his mind gets diverted, and there is he feels better, so that he feels better. Do these two. Let us go and do so. So that was your scene 8. Okay. Now Rudra, Who told Salanio about the ship that had wrecked? Hello, Rudra. Do you remember who did Salanio meet? Who gave him the information about the shipwreck on the English Channel? Who will give the answer? Rajul? Who gave the information? Okay, I'll give you the questions and let's see if you could find the answers to those questions. Okay. So we will have first few questions from scene 7. From line 13. Some God direct my judgment. Line 13 to no, sorry. Line 20 to line 26. Line 20 to line 26. First question. So these are the 5 questions. And I'll give you time to write. First one, let me discuss the first one, then you write, okay? Why does Morocco want some god to direct his judgment? Why does Morocco want some god to direct his judgment?
So he can pick the right casket and marry Portia.
Yes. So Morocco was confused after seeing the 3 caskets, and he wanted some god to direct his judgment, so he chose the correct one. So it mentioned he was confused and he wanted God to help him choose the correct one.
Excuse me, ma'am, just a minute. Rudra and Yashraj, please start your video. Rudra, are you there? Yashraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Rudra. Thank you. And it should be on always. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, next question. What is his reaction to the inscription on the lead casket? Do you know what was written on the lead casket?
He'll get as much as he deserves.
No. Lead casket. What was written on lead casket? Whoever chooses me has to hazard all he has to risk all he has. Okay. So what was his reaction to the inscription written on the lead casket? What was Morocco's reaction? He finds the casket very threatening. Okay, he finds lead casket threatening because the lead casket was asking him to sacrifice everything he has. Okay, so therefore, he finds his reaction was he found the lead casket very threatening. And so he says that by this lead casket, choosing a lead casket would be lowering his status. I'll do one thing. Children, you get 5 minutes break. If possible, write these answers. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay? And come back in 5 minutes. Don't go around.